Welcome everyone to this 30-minute webinar today, and we're going to talk about Canva, and we're going to see how you can create eye-catching campaigns using this powerful platform. It's a free online resource, and you can create your own graphics for use on your website, social media, email marketing, and printed materials. So we're going to provide some real world examples and walk you through a live demo. You're going to see me and Chloe, and here is our contact information. And we are a marketing company in Northeast Florida that work with websites, social media, marketing, printed material, and many more things. So let's take a look at a side-by-side comparison of an email campaign. What we have here is a plain email that you might send out through Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo. And this is this very exact thing if you would use Constant Contact or another email marketing platform. Just the addition of the header really makes this so much more professional, and the register now button makes it easy for people to take action. But if we want to add an eye-catching graphic like this one we just created in Canva, now this email really pops both on desktop and on mobile. Plus, I can use the same image on our website, on Facebook, and even on YouTube for a compelling, comprehensive campaign. So Canva is an online design platform for people who are not graphic designer. And just so you know, we are not affiliated with Canva in any way. But we recommend this to our small business and nonprofit clients because it's easy to use. It has this drag and drop editor, and you don't need an art degree to make beautiful, eye-catching visuals. And there is a free version. And Canva integrates seamlessly with a lot of services, including Constant Contact, where you can be inside Constant Contact and create artwork in Canva, and then it just pops into your email. To set that up, you go to Canva, canva.com, and you sign up for a free account. You can read, you have a lot of images and designs you can use but for $10 a month, you can use the Pro version, which I highly recommend. You see there are small little crowns on those. So when Chloe in a minute is going to show you images and templates you can use, some of them have that crown. And if you are a Pro user, pay $10 a month, you have access to all of them. If you have a free account, you can still use them, but you have to pay a couple of dollars every time you use an image or a template for that. So before we get to the demo, let's talk a little bit about the importance of great images, because just like we saw on the email here, the first impression really matters. And as humans, we are highly visual creatures, and approximately 90% of the information transmitted to the brain is visual. So an eye-catching image can help you catch attention, increase engagement, boost the conversion rate, reduce bounce rates when it comes to emails, and really improve your brand perception. And where do you get the images themselves that we are soon going to use? You can take your own, you can hire a photographer, you can purchase licenses for images, or you can create your own graphics. In Canva, there are a lot of free images that you can use. Before we do anything for our clients or known marketing, we do start what we call a branding board. That's where we put the logo, the colors, the fonts we are going to use. We also have descriptions of how a specific client, their voice, their tone, the language to use with them. So the one to the left here is something we created. We created in Canva, but it's like a letter size paper that we usually save as a PDF file that the client have, and everyone in the company will have to look at as soon as they are going to create something. In Canva, there is something called brand, what are they called? Brand kit, a brand kit. So you can actually import all the colors and the fonts and the logos into this brand kit, and then you can pull it from there all the time. You can see there in the right column that it has that little crown. So that's one of the services and features that is very, very useful to use, but you have to have a paid account. So Chloe, are you ready to show a little bit how you get started with Canva?
Yes, I am.
So I'm going to stop the sharing here. I think I already did. And are you taking over sharing?
You're still sharing.
Oh yeah, okay. Stop sharing. Sorry about that.
Okay. We're just going to start on the, oh, am I sharing?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Start on the home page of Canva. And this is where you have all the different types of designs that Canva can make for you, your presentation, all the different types of social media, videos, print documents, whiteboard, etc. You also have the option for a custom size. So if you already know what you want to make, if you know that you need a 5x7 card, you click custom size, change the units to inches, 5x7, and click create new design. And then say we were going to do that. Once you get into this design, Canva has tons of different templates for you. So I'll show you how to go from a custom size to looking at your templates. So you're on a blank page right now. You don't exactly know where to start, but you know what type of thing you want to send. You go to design up in the left-hand corner. Say you're sending a wedding invitation. This is going to give you all different types of templates for you to choose from. If you were to click on one that you like, but you might want something different, they will come up with tons of things just like it for you. So if you already have an idea of what you're looking for, but it's not exactly what you were looking for, it tries to play into what you could potentially want outside of that. And then say you like the look of something, but you don't like the font, you don't like the pictures, etc. You can change everything when it comes to a template. So you don't have to worry about that. If you like the look of something, plug and play from there. Let's go back to home. Another way you find templates is up here at the top. You have your designs and templates. If you click templates and say you are making a post about coffee, it's going to give you tons of different elements of coffee. Now let's go to category. Say you want an Instagram post. You already know what kind of post you want to make. We'll go to Instagram and we'll look at the Instagram sizes. So you also have this star button. If you like the look of something, you can star it for later. And the way that you find that is up here in the menu. You have to be in templates. You go to the menu and then you have your starred content right here. So as you can see, we have start a ton of things over time. We'll go to 1. Let's use this one. Once you click on it, you click customize this template. And then you can plug and play from here. So say I want to do something for our customer Keystone. I'm going to go to our branding board just to make it a little easier. And here you can see we have all of the different branding boards for all of our different clients. This is part of the Pro, but I'll show you how you can utilize your colors and things like that without having the branding board on here. I'm going to go to Keystone. And say I want to make something simple for them. You know what? I'm going to use a different template. I'm going to use this template. Okay. I need something with 2 images. So this has this image here and then the same image in the background. But let's say we want to add an image.
And those are images that you have downloaded into their brand kit for Keystone. Yeah. You can upload general and you can put it specifically into the brand kit.
Yeah, for the purposes of making it a little quicker for me to find them, I uploaded them in the brand kit so I can just pull and drop them, but you have your option to upload anything into your uploads, and you can do that by clicking upload files, finding what you're looking for, or you can just drag and drop. Say it's on your desktop, drag and drop from your desktop into here, and it'll upload it. You can even drag it onto the page sometimes, and it'll show up on your design, and then it'll end up in your uploads anyway. So there's a few different ways you can do that. So let's pull this image in here. And then say you don't like the orientation of this image. If you double click, you can rotate it. You can move it left to right. If it was a taller image, you can move it up and down. But in order to do that, you have to double click. If I were to just grab it and move it, it would just move the entire thing. But if you want to move it within its parameters, double click and you can play around with it. And then we want something for back here. So I'm going to go to elements. I want to stick with the beach theme. So we've got beach and elements. And I'm going to go to videos. I want to add a little dimension. I'm going to scroll through, see if I see anything I like.
And here you can see those little crowns as well. So the ones in this case on the left column, they are free, and the ones in the right column, they are included in your $10 subscription version.
Yeah. And then if you have the free version and you see a video or a picture or an element that you like, they do give you the option to purchase these for relatively cheap, like $1, $2, depending on what you're getting. So that is an option. They also have a free trial of the Pro version. So if you wanted to test it out, see if it was worth the money, you can always do that. I'm going to pull in this video here. And one thing is when you have different layers of on your design, say this didn't go on the background like I wanted to. I'm going to pull it in. I'm just going to click it because if you pull it in, you can make it the whole background. If you just click it, it just comes onto your design. Let's say I wanted to move that around, make it the background, but now it's in front of all of the things that I want to be seen. You click position. You can either go to arrange, move it backwards, or you can go to your layers where you can see everything and pull it and move it as you wish.
Yeah. So if it's confusing with those layers, can you show that again?
Yep.
If you hold enough and remember the overhead projectors where the teachers used to put text and images on and they come up on the board. But if you put several different images, they were on this plastic uh, transparent plastic sheets, and then you put them on top of each other, and depending on who it's on top, that's going to be seen. That's exactly the same thing here. So if you can pull them up and down, and especially if they end up in the wrong layer, you can just drag and drop them, and you see those 6 little dots on the left hand side of each layer, and that's how you can pull them up and down.
Somebody asked how we get these rulers here. You go to File in the left-hand corner, Settings, Show Rulers and Guides. That's how you get these rulers up here. And the way that these rulers work is you can drag, if you wanted to have your things be in a certain position, you can drag from the left, put them where you want them. You can drag from the top and do the same thing. So if you wanted to keep everything in a perfect square, a certain size, you can use those to kind of guide you. And if you wanted those to stay on there, add a page and make it easier. If you wanted these to stay here, you right click, go to guides, lock guides, and then they're there. If you don't want them anymore, guides, clear guides.
Mm-hmm. And those are really, if this is going to be, this one was for Instagram, but for most things you are creating, you don't want content too close to the edge because everything looks cramped. And in order to make sure things look nice and neat, it's really helpful to use those guidelines.
So let's personalize this for Keystone. I'm going to go to their brand kit and their logos. And I'm going to pull in one of their logos. Say you don't have the brand kit, but you have the logo, you can upload the logo and pull it in. And say you don't have the colors because you don't have the brand kit. If you go to, if you click, if you want to change this to a, say you want to change the text to one of the colors in your logo, click on the text, click up here for your text color, and then you have photo colors. So these are from our brand kit right here that are easy to plug and go, but you also have the option to look at what colors are in your photo and choose it from there. You can also use the color dropper. So let's go back to the colors. We would add a new color, click this little dropper, and you can pick the color that you would want to use. So there's a couple different ways to work around it. Now this logo is hard to see. You can see the arch, but you can't really see the text. We have multiple different versions of our logo, which we recommend you do. So you can use them on different images and find one that works. So I'm going to pull in the white one and I'm going to make it the same size as this. And then I'm just going to get rid of the top layer of the white here. Then I'm going to click this one and I'm going to get rid of the text behind it. Now you're able to see it much easier. These are two different elements now, but you can click, shift, click, and group these. So now I can move them as one entire item instead of moving them around as two separate items. And let's change this. So the text font that we use for them is Montserrat.
And you can find that in the brand kit too, can't you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna make it a little bigger. I'm gonna make it bold. And I'm gonna say new project. Now we took something that was completely separate from this company and made it something that is branded to them. And working from a template's a lot easier. When you're working from ground zero, it's kind of hard to come up with how you want something to look, but finding a template, plugging and playing with your items, everything's going to look a lot neater, a lot cleaner. Another thing we can do, so this video that I pulled in is 22.7 seconds. I don't want it to be 22.7 seconds. So in order to change that, I'll click on the video. I would click this little trimmer up here, and I can shorten it to whatever I wanted it to be. So say I want it to be 7.7 seconds. Done. Now my video is short and sweet, and say I wanted to add some animations to this. I want things to kind of pop in, fly in. I'll click on this. I'll click animate. Let's say I want that to pop in. And I want this text to come in like a typewriter. So I can go, there's different things you can animate and add effects to. So if I wanted to give this a little lift, I would click on the text, go to effects, add a lift. I can change how much intensity I want. The lift isn't working for me. Maybe I want to add a shadow. And I can change this shadow. I want it to come down like that. So I want it to not be shown so much. I want the direction to go up. I want it to go round, down. I want it to blur, or I don't want it to blur. And I can change the transparency. So let's say I made this a completely different color. It'll just take what color your text is and make the shadow a lighter version of that. So say I want it to be this color instead, and I want you to be able to see it, or I just want to have a little bit of it.
So we are almost running out of time. So one of the things that is really useful, so Chloe have set up this with the logo with the background. Let's say you want to have something very similar, but you want a different image in the center for the next image. Then she can take this one and make a copy. And you can do that at the bottom. So she just click on it and she say duplicate page. So now there are two of them. So if she click on the second one, she can now pull in a totally different image. And now she has two of them. And in the lower right corner, you can see this as it's a grid. Right now, it's not that many. You can see that you have two different versions, but maybe Chloe, you can go and look at one of our clients' accounts where we have many versions in one.
Yeah, I just wanted to show
Yeah.
one thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I added the animations to these two different elements here. But I don't want this to come in right away. I want it to wait a couple seconds and then I want it to come in. I would right click and I would say show element timing, and then it pops up down here. So because I've clicked on that, this is right now across the whole 7.7 seconds. Say I wanted to come in, 2 seconds later. I can do the same with this. Now I can see both of them. Say I want this to pop in right around the same time. I was working on the second one. There we go. So that's another thing you can do. So let me show you Somebody asked about trimming. Click on it, click on the video you want to trim, the little scissors up here, and trim as you want, and then click done. Okay, let's go to Moose Haven. I'll show you how we have one design that we have, multiple different versions of. So we've been working on a golf flyer for them, and we're trying to get it right. Wanted to have different pictures, make it look how they would want it. So just kept duplicating the same thing and plugging different elements into it to see which worked the best and what they liked the best. Is that kind of what you were thinking, Katrine?
Yeah. Yeah. Because in this case, I think that the one number 8 there was or 7 is what we had last year. And we just wanted to have something similar, but still different image. So we made copies and we tried different images and we moved the logo a little bit. It's actually number 9 was the one we had last year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's tons and tons of small details that Chloe's worked on here. You can always go in and do a Google search and say how to trim a video in Canva. And YouTube videos are going to pop up. And usually, if you're lucky, they are only a few seconds long and they show you how to do that. And then you can get going on your creation. So hopefully this was an introduction of Canva and everything you can do. We showed an image here for Instagram, but it could have been a poster. It could have been a card that we started on. It could have been a video. You could have taken a video with your cell phone from one of your events. You could have uploaded it. You could have put an intro and an exit to that video, could crop out parts, and then you have a video that you can share and put on social media or your YouTube channel. So there are tons and tons of options in here. So let's pop out. I don't see that we have any more questions right now. I'm going to wrap up I'm going to
I'll stop sharing my screen.
yes. And we are going to see, are you stop or now? Let's see here. So we are. We just looked at the demo. So if you're going to try this yourself, we suggest that you start to create a branding board or a style kit, and then sign up for a free Canva. The first month you can try the paid version, and then practice making 5 images or graphics. And it's a good way to get started, and it really helps creating images and makes your social media and your printed material really pop and look good, as long as you stay with your brand. If you enjoyed this, please know that you can view this again on YouTube. Next month, we're going to talk about email marketing. And the month after that, we're going to talk about how to build a website for your business, what you need to think about as some options. And then we're going to look at social media and email marketing power play when we get to April. So we are at 10:29. So we thank you so much for joining us today. And here is our contact information. If you need anything, you can contact us, and we can, if you want to get started, if you want us to create templates for you, where you can take over, we can do that for you. So thank you so much and have a good day.
Thanks.